Well, hello everybody. We are live and it is us again. We do have a special guest tonight. His name is just Kipp, but we just call him Kipp. So welcome Kipp.
Hello. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Hope everyone's doing well.
And we have Chuck Middleton and Brian and Dub Wilkinson. Welcome, guys.
The Rebbe. How's
Yeah.
everybody doing?
I'm sorry, you got to change your name then, buddy.
That's okay.
Rebbe Milton.
Rebbe Milton, there you go.
So we got a lot of people in the chat already, which is wonderful. So I mean, I'm pretty excited about this. I wanted to say hello to Veronica Geospatial.
Geospatial. I call him G. That's my buddy.
Geo. I'll just do Geo.
He's been
Teresa,
following. Yeah,
go ahead.
Now, G's a Skywatcher fellow brother. He's been following me since day one on my original Krellboyne channel.
Well, that's cool. Well, welcome, Geo. And there's Teresa and Cindy. Welcome. We've got, we got Danny and Ange. Welcome, guys. Love you. On the level. Stupid. Let's see. React. Welcome. Good to see you.
Janet Taylor's in here.
Suspicious
Captain
Skies.
Caveman,
Welcome.
yep.
Let's see. Julie. Captain. Tommy. Cormac. Wow, everybody's just piling on in. That's awesome. Susan. Let's see. Sally. Still. Jana. Let's see. Welcome, guys. Oh, this is great. It's great to see you guys all on here. And very happy that you are here with us today. We've got some things to talk about, to go over. We want to go ahead and start the show first half. We want to. What did you want to say, Chuck, about putting like a disclaimer? Like we want to.
I just want to say this is kind of a new rabbit hole for all of us. We were kind of talking about the fact that I know I don't speak for you guys, but I think you probably would agree. I'm not saying that any of this is true or what they're doing, but they do have patents on these simulators and stuff. And we know that the technology they're way, way, way advanced of what they show the regular people. So kind of like we just want to show you the information. I put this video together, and I don't agree with a lot of what some of these people say, but I kind of cut out a lot of it. But doing a little bit of research on the people that talk a lot about the sun simulators and all that stuff, a lot of them are still believing in the geocentric, not geocentric, the heliocentric, where the sun is 93 million miles away and there's planetary systems and other galaxies. So, you got to kind of take everything with a grain of salt. Like with anything, you got to take the good and just kind of toss out the garbage.
Exactly.
But just kind of a disclaimer that, this is kind of new. And with the eclipse coming soon, we were kind of thinking that what if they're even faking these? Not saying they are, but you gotta search all things out, right?
Right. And we're going to discuss some of this stuff and what our thoughts are on it. So you guys are more than welcome in the chat to add your input. We're all still learning here. We all want to learn the truth. It just seems like a lot of things don't add up. Of course, NASA itself does support the eclipse. So those are everything pretty much that I've learned in space has been a lie. It's all a lie.
Yep.
I think it's one of the biggest psyops that has been embedded in everybody's brain for as long as we've been alive. So that's one thing I ask everybody to take under consideration when we're doing this. You got to really think. They're gonna tell us that the Earth is round. and we're landing on the moon and all this, and but all of a sudden there's certain things that are in space that are real. So it's just something to consider, to think about. We've all learned about eclipses all of our life. I personally never was, interested in it, so I really don't have a lot to say on it. I have looked into it recently. So I just, find it hard. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I just want to say one other thing. I was talking to Kipp earlier. We originally were going to touch a little bit on the subject of preterism, where a lot of people believe that we're in a little season that took place after the millennial reign, but we kind of decided not to even really talk about that. And I was actually talking to Kipp about it, and he feels the same way. It's like there's a lot of division in there, and I just want the people to know that people that disagree with me, you got to remember we're on the same side. If we let them divide us, then they've won. I mean, just because we disagree, we're not the enemy. We're on the same team. It's the people that are ruling us, that are trying to kill us, that we should be focused on.
Right. And I just ask everybody to have an open mind. I mean, that's what, searching for the truth is. Anything is possible. I don't take anything off the table. But we got to be very careful on how, because there's a lot of things we don't know. There's a lot of things that they're not showing us behind the closed doors. They only release what they want us to know, and that's it. So,
and one more thing, before I forget and I'll let you. This is the last thing. No. It's like, we know the mainstream, they have division, like where they divide people by race. They divide people by politics, whether you're Republican or Democrat. Well, they divide us truthers, especially the Christian truthers. They divide us with like pre-tribulation rapture or no rapture, or like the millennial reign, preterism. I mean, there's so many issues that they divide us on. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna let them divide, because we can all agree to disagree on certain things. It comes down to the gospel, that Jesus is the only way out of here.
Absolutely.
And I can agree, to disagree on any other subject, but that's really the only one that I really draw the line in the sand on right there.
Yeah. Can I add one thing? And I agree totally. And that's the thing. It's so easy to get wrapped up in these debates. I could list a whole bunch of these topics off of it. And not that it's bad per se. I think the truth obviously matters, but I can only speak for me and what I see, but for me, it's easy to lose focus when you're in that on the important thing, and you can get so wrapped up in whether or not we agree on even like predestination or eternal salvation or post-trib, no trib, and ultimately, man, like Chuck said, I didn't have peace about this at all, because like it is such a divisive topic, and it's sad. So I've got my personal beliefs.
It's like the Mandela effect too, right? I mean, so many people are on board with that, so many people aren't, but neither side can prove it 100%. It's all about your memories. So, hey.
But at the end of the day, it's all about. At the end of the day, it's all about Jesus Christ, in my opinion, and him dying and
him crucified. Yep.
Crucified and resurrected, and we've got my opinions on the rest. But anyways, I digress.
I digress.
All right, Richard.
I watched the video you put out. I think it was this morning, Kipp. It was a 45-minute video. I thought that was a very good video. I listened to.
Thank you. That one is interesting, because Peter Ruckman, he's controversial, and I certainly don't agree with all of his viewpoints, but I kind of like the old school Baptist preaching style, so I just threw it up there. I almost kept the comments off, but I thought, I'll go ahead and leave them on.
Okay, and I don't know if Tommy's still here. I wanted to say hello to him and let him know that, Chuck had copied your moon capture from yesterday, and I wanted to let him know that you did post that.
He knows. He commented on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
he-
good.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't look back, but I just wanted to let him know because that was like an awesome capture.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, do we want to start the show off? There's so many people coming in, I can't even keep up.
Yeah,
Um,
need a wrench, another one.
well, I've been adding.
Mike Smith is good stuff. He needs a wrench. He's good
I
stuff.
just added him. I'm looking. And I just wanted to, I think Joel, I added you as a, yeah. So I wanted to give you guys, since there's a lot of new people that have come in, I wrench everybody. Everybody's, I do have a couple people that are managers, moderators that they have more powers. Everybody's a standard moderator because I want everybody to be equal here. And if you guys have a channel that you would like to promote, I'm more than happy for you guys to do that. You would not offend me.
Please share your channel.
Yeah, drop the link. This gives you the chance to drop your link. You can drop any kind of links that you want when you're a moderator. And so I just want to let everybody know, I want everybody to be comfortable here and everybody know that's why I'm modding everybody. So, but yeah. So yeah, if you have a channel that you would like to promote, go ahead and drop your channel link and put next to it, this is my channel, link,
Hey,
that way we know.
Michelle Gio's requesting a hammer instead of a wrench. So if you could make that happen.
I have no hammers here, but if I find some, I will let you know.
Sorry, that's funny.
No, that is funny. So anyway, we've got 43 people in the house already. That's awesome. Awesome. I'm just so happy everybody's here. I'm a little overwhelmed actually because everybody just came in so quickly that it makes me very happy. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and Chuck put a video together this morning, and so we're going to go ahead and start the show off with that one.
I left it on private, so nobody's seen it yet.
Okay, so there's.
I'm gonna turn my mic off while we're watching this.
Yeah, I'm going to too. Yep.
All right. Here we go.
Let's go to the patent in question. Patent number 3239660, which is the patent that is cited as proof of NASA's Evil Sun Simulator, is viewable on NASA's technical report server as a PDF scan of the original document, and it can also be found on Google Patents, which is easy to read, so we'll use that. I recommend that you take the time to read this in its entirety to get a better understanding. But for
Saturday, December 9th, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 2017. Solar simulators. Here's one here at Google Patents. It goes back to 1960. The idea has been around for a long time, quite possibly even farther back than 1960. There's a diagram of a solar simulator patented back in April of 1966. I shared two images yesterday with you guys of photos of Crazy Horse Monument in South Dakota. In both photos, it was two independent photos. A hexagon appeared in the sky in the photos, and it was very obvious that it was definitely a hexagon, no doubt about it. Yes, I did make the connection with the solar simulator. I didn't say anything right off the bat because of what's going on at YouTube, but as it turned out, they ended up demonetizing my video anyway, so here it is. Yeah, I'm totally on board. It's pretty obvious this is what we're looking at. How it ended up in the sky above Crazy Horse Monument, I have no idea, but yes, I totally agree, guys. That's exactly to a T what this thing looks like. Perfect match. So what I've done is taken a lot of the photos that I showed you yesterday and put them up next to a what appears to be a solar simulator. And there you go. Perfect match. Looks like a honeycomb in the sky. There you have it. So yes, I'm totally on board, guys. There it is. It is in black and white. That's negative. There's your machine. So yeah, I totally agree with you. It's more than likely a solar simulator. Right there it is. There's the picture the guy took. His name's Jonathan. He didn't actually see it. He saw it in the photos after the fact. But the solar simulator theory and idea has been around probably before you and I arrived on planet Earth. Here's a diagram right here of the idea. Thanks for watching, guys. And yes, I'm totally in agreement. That's what we're looking at here. Thanks for watching, and as always, be safe out there.
Okay, this video is in Acapulco. I'm going to slow it down to examine it. This is from May 26th. It's actually today. I thought it was yesterday, but it's for today. And we'll slow it down and take a look at it here. So here comes the sunset. Now the black dot there in the center is actually the center collector system, which is a focal point of the way the light is distributed out of the sun simulator. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the sun simulator, it's shaped like a big contact lens. There's a light source. That light source distributes the light throughout this super huge contact lens, sort of like a lens on your eye. And the light coming from the natural sun behind, as well as the artificial light being produced, is projected through that lens. And then, but what we see, because there's some equipment, not exactly sure of its composition and stuff like that, but there's some stuff, let's put it that way, that's in the center of that assembly. If you ever looked at a radar dome, you see the same thing, or a big telescope system. What do they call those telescopes? I forget, but they have a center collector system, which all the light and electronic signals are coming in are refocused in the center unit. Well, this is the same thing in this case, but anyway, that's what that is. So we'll go frame by frame here. So I'm bringing it down. You have heavy chemtrailing there, you know. So you always have heavy chemtrailing in a sunset. They don't want you to see some of this stuff, okay? And it's starting to have an impact there. We're not seeing much of the so-called sun here anyway. If I go back here a second, if you see a funny shape on that, I don't know if you can make that out, but it's 6 or 8 sided. 6 clearly, 8 not so clearly, but it's that's the shape of the light being projected out of the lens. Not so much from the lens itself, which is circular, like a contact lens, but from the light source. The light source has got a shape like that, so that's what we see. When you don't have a lot of stray light out here, when it's being blocked by chem clouds and normal clouds, if there are any, which is very rare, you'll be able to see these edges more clearly. So that's what we're seeing there. Okay, let's move down. So we're moving down. Now it's getting heavy. See these heavy dark gray clouds here? They are there. It's like a smoke screen. If you ever saw the Navy lay down a smoke screen so ships can't see other ships, that's what that's like, except these are man-made clouds here. But they act like smoke. So it's really blind. So there is the sun. Now that's not the actual size of the sun. It's more indicative of the sun simulator. Usually, okay, so that right there, when you see that bright light, that's more indicative of the actual sun size. This bigger halo here is more or less the projection coming through that lens system. So when it was back up here, I'll go back up real quick. See, when you see it up here, and this is actually much reduced. If this were not so chemtrail today, this thing would be like this. It'd be huge. But today, because there's heavy chemtrailing, we're not seeing the full impact. But as it gets down here, that's really the sun. And I want you to watch this here. So here's the sun setting right here. You see it. It's going to be going beyond that mountain range. And in a moment, you're going to see an area over here, which really gets bright. Okay, there it goes. The sunset is here. Notice this bright light out of here. Okay, what is that? Is that another sun? Also, look up here. What's going on up here? Well, we can't see specifically the areas as well as we could because of these heavy chemtrails. It's got much brighter though. You notice in general, the sky, if it weren't for the chemtrails, as you see, it's much brighter than it was a moment ago. Now look at this area over here. What is this? Look at that. Whoa. Now, it was minutes ago that we saw the sun set over here. What is this? That's a sun simulator. So there's multiple sun simulators here at play. One is in front of the sun, and one is to the side. Sometimes they're in the back. See how big that is? Well, that's a massive source of light there, isn't it? Let me go back and show you real quick. I'm going backwards now, just for your memory. Okay, this was the sun, presumably, over here. So remember, it's in line here with this first big hump. Nothing over here. No sun over there. Now watch. It's like all hell broke loose over here. There's a whole, like either a nuclear explosion or another sun or another sun simulator. So it's already getting dark here. Now this will recede. And you'll notice remember we were back here. The sun actually set right there. What is this? So we'll play it through again. You'll see it. If you don't slow this thing down, you can't pick these things up, by the way. Notice this is a super fast because it's time lapse. There it goes. Whoa, over there. See that? That's all I got.
This is Alaska.
Plain and simple.
Alaska.
Okay, check it out.
it even gets bigger. Check this out. Pow. Okay? Watch this. Seems like there's a little bit of a separation going on. Could be multiple things going on here, like our real sun could be actually behind it. The real sun is always behind the sun simulator, just so you know. Look at this. So we went from this to this to this to that. Okay? And look at this. I mean,
Explain that.
it's just unbelievable. Okay? Unreal. Okay? Somewhat back to normal, I guess. Yeah. I'm going to filter a few things too, just to check on anything else back there. Okay? But look at this, man. It's just craziness. Yeah. And then they just threw some clouds in just to get rid of it.
Hi, how are you all doing? I just wanted to talk a little bit and add a little bit of context to some of these videos of what I've been showing. The last one was, mainly on the sun simulator, the little black dot there. It's a hexagon. I mean, plain and simple, it's a hexagon. It's, it's captured on the water, it's seen on the ice. We know that the big fiery gas ball that we know is the sun, it's not a hexagon. I think we're all aware of that. I'm going to post a couple pictures of the patent. There was actually, this is 1966, 67 technology. This is when they discovered it, but I'm not talking about IRAS and when they discovered it and, how long they lied to us. And it's been too long, way too long. What I want to talk about is the rotation. If you look at the videos, you can track any feature on it from the center of the planet to the backside. So when that feature, whatever feature you're looking at, when it disappears, that's 1/4 of the rotation, which is going to be 2 hours. So we know that this thing's making a full spin every 8 hours. And we also know that it's impossible. It is literally impossible to be a reflection that's caused by the sun. The sun rotates in 27 days. The sun does cast reflections, but those reflections are not going to rotate.
Pause it for a second, Michelle.
And here's the kick.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Thank you. Just real quick, man, I've seen a lot of these closed caption TVs, and I'm not sure about these. I do believe a majority of these are a camera lens effect. That's just my opinion on these particular ones with those closed cameras that they get these from. That's all I wanted to say on that.
Yeah, like I said, take the good, and I'm not saying, I'm just putting this information out. So yeah, you might be right on that, definitely.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I just kind of, from the research I've done, I think it's my opinion that these particular ones that we're seeing right now, not the rest of it, but I don't know though. It's just kind of where I'm at. It does seem like it's a lens flare.
Okay.
Sorry about that, bud.
No
No,
problem.
you're fine. No, at any time, Kipp, when you're on the panel and you want me to stop the video, I have no problem doing that. So that you can say what you want to say. You know what I mean? That's why you're on the panel. So yeah.
What I think goes on in cases like this here, just real quick, I think there are a lot of your high operative channels, with lots of numbers that push out stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, so it kind of makes everybody, in my opinion, it makes people look insane that really do show the real thing. It kind of takes away credibility. And I'm not suggesting quit playing it, keep playing it, but yeah, I think that's their purpose most of the time in that. So it's just kind of where I'm at. I don't know.
Well, remember I said a lot of these people are pushing the heliocentric thousands of light years away in galaxies and stuff. So, like I said, all this stuff is new to me. I just wanted to gather the information that was out there, and then put it out there and see.
Hey, I just wanted to say I've been adding to the comments about April 8th. There's school dismissals. You guys can look this up. Kids are getting out of school early. They're already telling parents, and they've been telling them for a month now. You know, hey, we're going to be getting out of school early dismissal, April 8th. Anyway.
Yep. That's one of the things. That's a good point. They are too. A lot of the channels that show this kind of material, they, like you said, they focus on the globe Earth, and this is they're saying Planet X or Nibiru.
Yep.
This guy was just talking about the sun's, rotation and the sun's whatever just a second ago on this in particular video right here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I caught that.
But we just want to focus on the sun simulators. All the rest of it doesn't really matter.
I mean, I encourage you guys to go look at the Final Days channel if you haven't already. I'm sure some of you have. A year ago, this object was rotating in 5 hours. Now it's 8 hours. So what happened? It slowed down. So
See this? Oh, I'm going to just say this. That don't look real to me. I don't know. This in the sky right here. That doesn't look real to me.
You think that's a lens flare, Kipp? That right
there? I think it's a camera effect. I do.
Yeah, it just kind of looks animated.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to burst everyone's bubble, but I think also the black center in the sun is a lens effect also.
Well, actually, I've talked to people, Kipp, that's seen it with their own eyes, not going through.
That's different. That's different. I've seen things with my own eyes too. And when you see something with your own eyes and then you also are able to capture it in video, that's different. But yeah, so absolutely.
Yep.
I think they're in line with each other. I think there's more than one, but I'll get more on that later.
Okay.
what that means, but we're going to let the facts speak for themselves here. I just wanted to add a little bit of context. Thank you all. God bless.
Welcome to the Final Days channel. Today is November 2nd, 2021.
Pause it real quick.
Today you will be seeing.
This is a channel, Final Days. This is a Big Numbers channel on BitChute, and she has some good information. But again, the heliocentric galaxies and stuff like that. And this woman right here totally is an agent. But, we get some good information from what they put out, just like Flat Earth. We know that the whole thing was orchestrated. It was a controlled release. They had all their channels in place. But, at the end of the day, it's true. We don't live on a spinning ball. So anyway, just wanted to add that.
Seeing some really exciting footage of celestial objects, some that I've never seen before. And I've been doing this for a few years now. These images just came in from the FAA weather cameras yesterday. Now, most of them are Alaska. I think one of them is Colorado. The purpose of this channel is to show viewers that we are living in the very last days according to the Holy Bible. We will start with some images from Wolf Creek Pass, and as we go through these images, please note the very, very heavy use of atmospheric chemicals in order to hide an enormous celestial object that is rotating across the sky in this footage. As these celestial objects get closer and closer to the Earth, they become much harder to hide with any of the concealment technology currently in place. They are now close enough to affect Earth's tectonic plates,
pause it real quick one more time.
Has caused.
I really think, though, that she hit on something there, the whole concealment. I do think that the main reason the chemtrails, a lot of the reason is to conceal stuff, because we know that there are going to be signs in the heavens, stuff that's up. And I think there's a lot of technology, and I think Kipp knows a lot about this, where they will use clouds as kind of like cloaking devices. And they're hiding a lot of stuff that's happening above us. And most people, especially like normies, they don't even look up. I drive for a living, man, and I'm always looking up in the sky and stuff. But yeah, definitely concealment. They use the clouds and the chemtrails to conceal whatever it is they're trying to hide.
Yeah, I agree with that. But also remember, man, there's a lot of layers to the onion. There's a lot of stuff going on up there. You've got, in my opinion, you've got man-made, you've got natural, you've got geoengineering, stratospheric aerosol injections. SAIs. And then you've also got the supernatural realm, like we were talking, Chuck, possibly seeing through the veil. I think there's a lot going on, and possibly the man-made stuff might even represent or mimic the supernatural stuff, possibly.
Yep. Well, I think there's going to be, as we get closer to the end, especially if you believe the Bible, there's a veil that's getting thinner, and there will be more supernatural stuff coming to light. It's like I shared a video the other day. They got a disease now where people see demons. I know you guys probably saw that, but they know this stuff is coming, and what they're going to do is they're going to try to use their narrative and steer it the way they want it to go. You know what I mean?
With all this weather being crazy like it is in the last 10 years or so, I was talking the last time we had some crazy weather up here, and it's always weird in roller coaster anyway, but the wind was it was like above the clouds. It was like something was up there, and it's like, it reminded me of a summer night. You got your fan on in the window, except it wasn't in our window. It was up in the sky. You could just hear it so windy up there, but it wasn't windy down here. But you could see the atmosphere, if you will, the clouds and everything just going so fast with that wind. And it was just a weird ass weather day. And it was so windy up there, but it was only up there, and you could hear it up there just going whoosh, but it wasn't at the trees and at ground level. It was only up there. It was weird.
Isn't that crazy, Brian? That is crazy. I've seen that. Hey, how
You could
about
hear it? You could just hear it. You know what I mean? That's what it was. But
Have
yeah,
you-
you could see it.
have you ever been outside and had a strong wind going like from west to east and looked up and there's like a row of clouds moving from east to west?
We have where I live in like I guess you could say a valley. There's a mountain on both sides of me, and we'll get weather. It'll come in like, you'll see weather mixed together. It'll come over the mountain, one mountain and another mountain, then you get like 2 or 3 different fronts coming together. And yeah, we get like literally out in the train yard out there, you'll see like little tornadoes, dust tornadoes pop up all the time. Literally just these little tornadoes pop up all the time because of where I live and how the weather rolls off the mountaintops together and does whatever it does. But sometimes you'll see like clear sky, dark clouds, and lighter clouds all mixing together at the same time, and then boom, you get crazy storms out of nowhere and stuff. I've seen my neighbor's house. He sells caps for your trucks. I've seen those caps take rides in these windstorms. Yep.
Oh, I'm sure, right?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, Mike has seen that. I mean, yeah, it's there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but hey, it can't make God happy. We all know that these big countries and governments are fighting for control of the weather, because we know whoever controls the weather controls the world.
There it
Yep.
is.
Yeah, it definitely messes with food. That's how I look at it at
They're
this
all
time.
God.
All right. Should we
Go ahead,
continue?
Michelle.
All
Yeah.
right.
Caused a sharp increase in earthquakes and volcanic activity all around the world, which I think most of us are very well aware of by now. And really, this affects everything: our magnetosphere, our jet stream, and these in turn are causing wild and extreme weather that we are all seeing in different parts of the world. These older images from Good News Bay, Alaska, are a great example of how the atmospheric chemicals can be so thick they actually cast shadows upon the sky. Notice how this starts out as one single streak. Ten minutes later, it spreads out a little. Now, these frames are all 10 minutes apart. In another 10 minutes, the chemicals have fanned out halfway across the view of this camera. 10 minutes later, the chemicals are still spreading out until they have created a thin film across the sky. In Thorn Bay, Alaska, a total eclipse of the sun is occurring here. These happen many times per day. Here we see the center of the manufactured light, the black dot, casting a reflection upon the water. On the right side of this image, we see a reflection of the jet that is always present during these eclipses. As the eclipse progresses, you will note an impossibility. It is entirely impossible that our sun could actually move in front of objects that are eclipsing it in these videos. Very hidden in the atmospheric chemicals, we see the object that just eclipsed the sun. The manufactured light moves.
What was that square?
I think she's putting it in there. It's just for show. But if you go back and you watch that in slow motion, when that light is exiting the sun, if you look back, you'll see lens flares behind it just for a short period going towards the middle. And again, I'm sorry, I think this is a lens flare.
Okay.
Could actually move in front of objects that are eclipsing it in these videos. Very hidden in the atmospheric chemicals, we see the object that just eclipsed the sun. The manufactured light moves in front of these objects, while the real sun passes behind the object.
Did you catch that? Look at that light. It's below the mountain there. You can see it in front of the mountain. It's a lens flare.
Okay. The one right here?
No, to the left, that blue light to the left, along
okay.
the. Yeah. I think that's what she's focusing on. No, okay, my bad. I missed that totally. She's pointing out that hazy object. So that could, I don't know. I'm sorry, I missed that, but that's exactly what she's highlighting is that thing we were talking about earlier, which
yeah,
I think the lens flare. But look, see that dot in the left? It lines up between the dot in the left, and then that thing she's highlighted, and the black dot in the middle of the sun.
Yeah, that's what she just said. Yeah,
it's a lens. I think it's a lens flare, but don't hate me.
Completely concealing these many daily solar eclipses. When we replay these images with contrast added, we see more than one celestial object being hidden. We also see the sky lenses at work here because there is a striped celestial object that appears to jump from one location to another. We also see some technology being used to skew our view of the striped object, causing it to appear elliptical in one of these frames. The smoke and mirrors used to hide what's coming is implemented by technology many, many, many years ahead of anything that we, the common people, are allowed to know about. If we draw a straight line from the reflection of the concealment jet to the black dot center of the manufactured light,
again, they give you, the enemy always gives you a lot of truth, but then, they add a little leaven, a little leaven it the whole lump. But what our job, we got to take the truth. You know what I mean? They're always going to give you a lot of truth, but they give you a lot of lies also.
Right. Absolutely, I agree. Excuse me, kitty.
The object being hidden always falls upon that line. I've never seen an exception to this. In the Bible's book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 25, Jesus tells us that we will see signs in the sky when the end of the age is near. These are definitely signs. If these aren't, I don't know what is.
You can kill it if you want. It's the same outro. All right, what do y'all think? I think everybody's still muted.
No.
Sorry, I was muted.
I knew somebody was.
Yeah, I think personally, I mean, a lot of truth in there. Like you said, they water it down, but it's funny how if you just watch how they admit the truth, but then they kind of give their version on what's going on. Michelle, like one of those links I sent you from CC News, from the Chinese government news, basically. They admit that the Chinese fake sun exists, but then they skew what it's for. They deny what it potentially could be used for. But like they debunked the one I sent you, is they were debunking that China launched the fake sun, right?
The fact checking kind of.
Yeah, one right. It was like an Indian lady, but they said no, they didn't launch it, but this is what it's for. So they acknowledge that the technology exists, but then they debunk what we've seen or what people say they've seen.
Right. You want me to play that one?
Sure, if you want.
Hey, real quick, too, I want to say something before you play that one. Guys, we're planning on doing a live stream on Monday, the day of the eclipse. And we're trying to get like Kipp and Ange, they both live in Arkansas, right where it's going, right where the X is. And try to get some people, anybody else that's going to be, so we can have some live video. Because you can turn your camera on and film it while we're on the live stream. I think that'd be pretty cool.
You guys aren't seeing what I'm seeing, huh?
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
No. There it is.
It's not showing up on my phone.
I see it now.
Okay, there it goes. Very kind of a delay.
The Twin Towers.
Yeah, there you go.
Fact check. Like Snopes. Snopes equals 88.
Dang. Right, you're all up for that number stuff, man. That's amazing.
Numbers are very important to me. I mean, I'm telling you, that's how they relate.
Yeah, right. We all have our vision and our calling as part of the body, different functions.
Absolutely. All right. Let's do this one.
This video is being shared on social media platforms with the claim that it shows China's launch of an artificial sun into the sky. According to news reports, recent experiments revealed that the experimental Advanced Superconducting Tokamak, or EAST, nuclear fusion reactor, also known as artificial sun, delivered a temperature of 158 million degrees Fahrenheit or 70 million degrees Celsius for 1056 seconds, approximately 18 minutes. This is higher than the temperature normally provided by the sun. A researcher at the Institute of Plasma Physics of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, who is in charge of the experiment, said, "The ultimate goal of EAST is to create nuclear fusion like the sun, using deuterium abound in the sea to provide a steady stream of clean energy." However, this was conducted in a controlled environment and China did not launch the artificial sun or the reactor into orbit. This news of nuclear reactor attaining high temperature has been misconstrued as China launching an artificial sun. As for the video in the post, an internet search with the relevant keywords revealed that China recently launched the Long March 7A rocket that carried 2 satellites into orbit from the Wenchang Rocket Laboratory. Visuals of the launch are available online. In this video, we can observe the outline of the exhaust gases released in the form of a huge white cloud as the rocket ascends, resembling the visuals in the viral video. An internet search yielded a few news articles that published images of a beach close to the rocket launch station from which the launch could be viewed. The location in these photos resembles the location in the viral video. Although we could not independently verify that the viral video shows the recent March 7A rocket launch in China, we have enough evidence to conclude that the viral video does not show China's launch of the artificial sun, making this post fake. When you come across a piece of news that seems too ridiculous to be true, don't leave things to doubt. Run searches on Google and Yandex and weigh out the true and false of the situation for yourself by.
Oh, shut up, lady.
Yeah, there you go.
I had to tell her to shut up because she was bugging me.
So Michelle, that one's interesting, but the one that just intrigues me is the one that I sent you on the military with the picture, with that weird looking picture of the Air Force, that square thing that I show.
Yeah.
That's a really old commercial, and nobody still has ever told me what that is. And to me, I think there's different forms of things that create sun and light up there. I don't think it's all one source, but that thing intrigues me, and I would love for someone to tell me what it is. But it looks to me like something that I've seen in the sky.
Who turns night into day? NASA, military, that one?
That's it.
Alrighty.
It's that weird with the guy looking at it with his back turned to us. I've been showing that thing for a long time, and that whole commercial creeps me out.
All right, well let's view it. And if you want me to stop it anywhere, Kipp, let me know.
Yeah. When you get excuse me, when you get to the picture with that guy with his back turned facing that square thing, pause it on that.
All right. If I don't, you're gonna have to scream out.
I'll tell you.
We turn night into day. 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 We turn night into
right there. Back that up just a hair. It shows it again, but
here.
What is this?
Go ahead and roll it.
night into day.
Just let it roll.
This one?
No, just let it roll. It shows it again later. That right there. That blue thing. That right there. I think it's a sun simulator. I don't have a clue what it is, but this is Air Force technology in a futuristic Air Force commercial. I don't know. What do you all think? Maybe it's some Illuminati sign or something.
It's kind of strange if you ask me for the military.
Looks kind of like a sun.
Yeah.
Like a square sun or something.
Right.
And it's interesting they have a soldier with his back to us, in my opinion. I think it's significant for some reason, but who knows?
Yep. And that door, the design on that door over there to the right kind of looks like kind of like the Kabbalah tree or something like that.
Yeah, but seriously, like that's some kind of, in my opinion, I think that's military technology that they're showing us real quick. They don't show it much, but they show it quick and don't tell you what it is. This commercial's full of it. But go ahead. That's it. I'll let it roll.
Today, the future waits for no one. So we refuse to wait for it. We're not just pilots and engineers. We are pioneers. Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds. And planes are piloted from the other side of the world. We turn night into day.
Hey, real quick, Michelle. Like that one lady said, I mean, we know it's true. I mean, look at this technology they show us. If they're really like 60 to 100 years ahead, I mean, just imagine the technology that we don't know about.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
I'm sure there's a lot more we don't know about. And this is just a commercial for the military.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it.
What?
They have shown us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The future's not coming. It's already here. This is the future. Join us and be the future.
that machine.
Did you say something?
Yeah, look at that machine develop. It's moving out right now.
Yeah.
You can see it, and it. I don't know if that. Yep, that big circle. That thing is a massive machine, and it gets clear, in my opinion. It's not hard to see. Like, it's not hard for me to see.
Right.
And to the right of it, you can see the reflection of it. See across that blue line to the right, up like, yep, right there, in that black space. Black right there, right there. A little black and white. That's, in my opinion, that's the reflection of it.
That looks like a skull right there.
Yep, with the eyes and the horns.
Right in the middle.
Yep, the whole thing. The two black eyes, and then it's got the horns up on top.
Mm-hmm.
The nose, big, long. I mean, it's pretty obvious to me. That thing is that's a solid structure. That's pretty much it. I don't know. You can watch it or not. It's your show.
Well, I mean, it's your video, so if you want us to watch the rest or if you want us to stop, that's, you tell me.
Yeah, man. Whatever.
It's interesting. This is interesting technology.
Yeah, roll it.
That should be it.
Hi everyone, I'm glad we're back today. I want to tell you about God. God is Jesus, and Jesus is God. And Jesus came to earth to die for our sins, and he raised from the grave so that we can have eternal life and live with him forever in heaven. It's a great thing to talk about because God is the one who will set you free from sin. And sin is the bad stuff we do, and the bad stuff we think, and the bad stuff we say, and the bad stuff we do, and the bad stuff we say, like lying and not being truthful. Sin is just on our hearts. But God takes it and puts it on his own Son while he's dying on the cross. He took our sin so that we can live with him forever. And that's amazing. It's amazing that God takes our sin and gives it to Jesus, and Jesus dies on the cross and raised from the grave, and we can have eternal life with him. That's crazy. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about that because I know I love Jesus. I just love you, and I want to say goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.
I can never cut her off ever. I love that. I love that little girl.
That little girl's not little anymore, though.
Oh, I know, but I mean, well, we don't know what she looks like now, but I'm telling you.
Actually, I had her, I think it was her mom or her aunt actually came on my video and was like, I saw that you had it had been shared on Facebook to another friend of mine, but she was like, please pray for her. She's grown up now and she's making some very bad choices and stuff. So I was like, oh wow.
Wow.
I hate to hear that, yeah.
Hi, Megan. How are you? Good to see you. Glad that you could make it.
So yeah, on the ISS footage, what do you think? Like, I think personally, most of what they show is CGI. A significant part of it is animated, but I think they show us some real stuff as well and mix it in there. I think that footage from Hurricane Dorian, I think that was an actual machine. Does anyone see that? And if not,
No,
like I
and I
show
agree.
people
Yeah, I
and
think you're right.
they don't even see it. I just don't know
Yeah.
how you can miss it.
Yeah. It's the Space Force, man. You ought to play the Space Force commercial. Somebody said that earlier.
Which one? I have the James Webb Space Telescope.
Oh yeah.
I think that James Webb, I think the James Webb is a sun simulator. That one's pretty good because it's made up of 18 six-sided mirrors. There's a lot of significance. Brian, you should like the numerology on that one.
I think James Webb is a 100% hoax, fake, phony, made up.
Well, it's definitely not doing what they say it's doing.
I don't think it's doing anything.
I
They're
don't
not
think
looking
it's
at
doing
space.
I think,
Billions and trillions. And, I'm just kidding.
But what if it's a weapon? You
That
know
could
what I mean?
well, if it's over 1.5 million miles from us, like they say it is now, I don't think they can toss any weapons.
Hey, they try to they try to tell us that it sees into the past.
It does. Billions and billions of light years away.
Yeah, and then it's recently discovered 2 galaxies that were formed before our galaxy was formed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they went back before the Big Bang and discovered 2 more galaxies that were already there. And, you know, I got a bridge in New York I'd pedal to anyone.
I hear you. I do too.
So we have one. All right. So let me go through these ones, Kipp. One that says China's official sun fusion reactor sets a new record.
Do that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more disclosure of the technology that exists.
We'll do that one. Let's see. China's.
The one on North Korea is good, or South Korea is a good one too.
Just think of the sun being 93 million miles away and we can see it. And then when it's not seen, that little couple thousand of miles just made all the difference for it not being seen versus the 93 million miles of it being seen.
I'm telling you.
And keep in mind, you can do a lot with video these days with the technology.
Very true.
All right, so let's see. We got trying to find the one in Germany.
That one's good too. There's one on South Korea where I think it was like 8 years ago, they had beat China on a new world record with their artificial sun.
I thought I tapped that one up, but I can't see it. We'll just do this one. Let me see.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I can get it because let's see. This didn't work.
I just don't want you to stress out, Michelle. It's all gonna be good.
Oh, I ain't stressed out. I'm good. I'm good. I was just looking for it. Oh my gosh. Get over here. Let's do it. All right, so this one's China's artificial sun fusion reactor sets a new record. Yay! It's only 1 minute, 24 seconds long.
Might have a commercial.
Hey, Michelle.
What?
I'm going to share a link. Just tab it for later in the comments.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I made y'all read on that one.
Yeah, Dub can't read very fast because it's hard for him to see the whole screen, but
Yeah, that one wasn't one of the better ones. I apologize.
no, you're fine.
I can check it out later.
Yeah, he'll check it out.
I shared a video of the Vatican's own observatory with a Lucifer telescope. If you want to check that one out.
Okay.
What do you guys think about that? Kipp, what do you think about that? Or Brian, Dub, the Lucifer telescope?
Yes.
I don't know. It's hard to say. They've got powerful telescopes, and
Well,
now
I mean that
they're pretty much, I think, equal to them.
they have an anagram to explain it all away, if that's what you're trying to say, Chuck.
Yeah, that's just a coincidence, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you know that there is no major government that doesn't have an amazing observatory, but that the Catholic Church owns the biggest observatories over any government?
Pretty much all countries who played ball in 2020 have a space program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Catholic Church has a long history of interest in astrology and the skies and all that. So it's interesting. That's an interesting rabbit hole to go down if you all want to research that on your own time.
I think all these rabbit holes are like a psyop within a psyop. You know what I mean? To keep you focused. You know what I'm saying, on something where you shouldn't be, probably.
I, for one, don't believe in anything as far as space or extraterrestrial or any of that. Other dimensions with portholes to other dimensions, I'm not buying any of that.
Amen. Except that where I disagree, I agree on that, Dub. Except that I think that people mistake aliens and ghosts and stuff. I think they're demons. So that spiritual realm, from what I read in the Word, and I don't, I'm not assuming that everyone here believes that, but just from
I think we all do. I think we all do. Yeah.
There are spiritual portals. I mean, so I think that's hard to dispute, in my opinion. I don't think we see them or we're able to go through. I don't know how it,
Okay. What is a portal?
Well, I mean, just a means for someone to go from the spiritual realm to the physical realm. For angels to appear as physical men here on earth, so somehow there's some means that that's able to happen. I don't know the means, but somehow that occurrence happens.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
And hey, Ange just said they ain't all worshiping the devil for nothing.
Yeah.
That's true, man. I'm telling you, there's like Ouija board. It's a Parker Brothers game. That's a portal to another. I mean, I shared a story a while back, and I know a lot of people have stories with Ouija boards, but that stuff's real, man. I mean, it really is.
Scripture, talking about the fallen and whatnot, everything I see popping up. You got celestial bodies and terrestrial bodies, and then you got I think it's Hebrews is talking about where, these stars did not maintain their abode. They didn't stay where they're. Yeah, they didn't keep where they were supposed to be. And if those are the things that were casted down and came down to the earth, would those celestial bodies, whatever, become terrestrials, extraterrestrials? Because we already had the terrestrials; those are humans. So the giants and Nephilim those could be our extraterrestrials. However, those came about because it was a celestial body that came down and intermingled with a terrestrial and made an extraterrestrial. Anyway, food for thought.
Yeah, interesting.
Good stuff.
Agreed. Dave says, I agree with Dub. There is the seen and unseen, but I don't believe. Wait, scrolling up. It's portals.
Michelle, how long is that one on the James Webb?
13.
You can show part of it or all of it. I find it interesting whether it's fake or real or whatever. If it's real, certainly I don't, 100 million miles away or whatever.
Yeah.
All this money to that project, millions and millions, it got untold countless millions, and purpose for it. So it's an interesting video.
Well, the last thing I saw on James Webb, it was a 1.5 million kilometers away, which is a kilometer is a little less than a mile, or so it'd be 1.25 million miles.
Amazing, isn't it? And have you seen the pictures? And look at the pictures that we've seen. I mean, they're still CGI. It's laughable.
Precisely.
Yeah, they're all CGI. That's what's really crazy about it. Well, let's play this.
Let's watch it.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I just wanted to say hello to everybody that has been popping in. Hi, Boo. Just wanted to say hello. All right, let's do it.
Earth's a ball. When the Earth goes around the sun, Earth's a ball. When the Earth goes around the sun, Earth's a ball.
Webb's 18-segment primary mirror has a diameter of 6.5 meters, which is over 6 times larger in the area, and 100 times powerful than the Hubble Space Telescope.
Kind of looks like the simulator. I'm just kidding. With all the little.
Yeah, just going around the sun like normal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
NASA's
It's
James
real.
Webb Space Telescope successfully arrived in French Guiana on October 12th after a 16-day journey at sea. After Webb is driven to its launch site in Kourou, it will be prepped for its targeted December 18th launch. From its vantage point in space, about 1 million miles from Earth, the world's largest and most complex space science observatory is expected to capture images of the early universe that will transform our understanding of our place in the cosmos.
There ain't but two kind, them that do and them that do.
Merry goes up and merry goes down. Merry goes round and round. She rode on a horse that was wearing a hat. Pop went the Bozak.
Merry goes up and merry goes down. Merry goes round and round. But this time
the horse wasn't wearing no hat.
You can pause that.
How did you get sprung when she looked at you? And that's how she hooked at you. Slid in the back when you knew you wasn't strapped. And that's how the microwave cooked you. You rocked and shot dead. Knocked up the booty real good when you knew you should have stopped. And blocked it with the hat. I stay strapped because I'm smaller than that. So let's work this. And let's go to the circus. Tonight he's gonna rock it with a whole new plan. He's got a date with his left hand. At the church, yes sir, yes. Lay it on your palm and you don't need a condom. Gonna get money every night, anytime at the Fly girl swingers, learn to use a finger at the no more sticking. Time that we choke that chicken. Merry goes up and merry goes down. Merry goes round and round. She rode on the horse that was wearing a hat. Pop went the Bozak. Called your girl, tried to get you back.
As Hubble Space Telescope has been peering into the universe for more than 30 years, there are some limitations of Hubble which the upcoming James Webb Space Telescope is expected to cover.
Those pictures with them things floating in space, nobody takes the time to ponder who's taking that picture. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And
I
it's
saw a video.
like a drawing, not a picture.
I saw a video of the picture taken of the first camera, the world's first camera ever taken. It was kind of ironic when you think about it. Like there was a picture of someone making the first camera.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Hey, somebody just said NASA is very bad at lying, but you know what? They don't have to be good because 98% of the people are buying it. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
You guys didn't know they just used a tether. All this stuff was done on a tether. There's no gravity. They just throw it out like a baseball out the window. You know, they roll the window down real quick and they just toss it out there. And I don't know. I'm just thinking about the vacuum of space and that one guy trying to explain, well, you have a hole. Then you have a hole. Remember that guy got asked about getting a hole in the freaking shuttle and Don Petit's like trying to explain away. And then he caught him in the line. He's like, well, then I guess you have a hole. Yeah, in outer space, right, Don? Yep. No, I'm just joking around about how they get the cameras out there. They have them on a tether and no gravity, right? That's how the camera's way out there. And we don't even, that takes care of the who filmed it. It was on a tether.
Michelle, I apologize. Officially, I forgot that song was in there. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah, so it's not actually about the telescope. It's
Well, we haven't got only 4 minutes in.
kind of a spoof to it, though. It's not a.
I think I made this back when I was drinking still, which I've
okay,
a
so
long time ago. So my
I was thinking it was one of the YouTube telescope videos.
Nope. Made by Kipp. Just Kipp.
I'm promoting my channel now. This is the last video of mine I'm going to let you show.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
The James Webb Space Telescope is the largest space telescope ever constructed and is a joint project of NASA, the European Space Agency, and the Canadian Space Agency. James Webb is not the replacement for Hubble, but is the scientific successor to Hubble that will complement and extend the discoveries of Hubble. The project was initiated in 1996 as the Next Generation Space Telescope with an estimated budget of $500 million. In 2002, it was renamed James Webb Space Telescope after NASA's second administrator James Webb. The James Webb Space Telescope has a
Freemason. Okay, sorry.
history of major cost overruns and delays which have resulted in part from outside factors such as delays in deciding on a launch vehicle and adding extra funding for contingencies. By 2006, $1 billion had been spent on developing the James Webb Telescope, with the budget at about $4.5 billion at that time. The telescope construction was completed in late 2016, after which its extensive testing phase began. And by October 2019, the estimated cost of the project had reached $10 billion for launch in 2021. Webb's 18-segment primary mirror has a diameter of 6.5 meters, which is over 6 times larger in the area, and 100 times powerful than the Hubble Space Telescope. The mirrors on Webb are made up of beryllium, which is lightweight and strong, and is covered in a thin layer of gold to improve the reflection of infrared light. Since the gold is pure and soft, it is shielded by a protective layer of glass.
How, if gold, a thin layer of gold, I mean, this thing is going out thousands of light years away in a harsh environment. How does that work? You know what I mean?
Well, gold being the softest material. Metal,
Exactly.
That doesn't make sense.
Gold foil made it to the moon, Chuck. Leave it alone.
Gold foil. Okay. Okay, my bad.
Well, they used aluminum foil and gold foil to land on the moon. So
do we actually see a picture of the Webb, or do we see a bunch of drawings of the Webb?
Oh, they're showing us right now. Doug,
is that a drawing or is that a picture?
It's a video.
Oh, okay.
It's made of foil with all that space debris out there for years and years, and just avoids all that space debris that we hear about, right?
Well, look at the foil arms all the way around it. There's our foil right there. And then you
it looks like it's hand molded, or they just wrapped stuff around something. Literally, like you wrap your potatoes and throw them in the oven. That's what I see.
That's gotta
think about it. Exactly. They make these maintenance-free machines that they just launch into space, and they just work maintenance-free for however long. People don't even question that. Like how it's just ridiculous. Made of literally, like you said, made of foil.
And how do they determine that it's now 1.25 million miles away from Earth? How do they determine that?
Because they measure it, Dub.
Okay.
They know how to measure.
Yeah. Okay.
It's got a tape measure attached to it.
I get a big tape measure.
Yeah.
Of science instruments, Webb has to be kept at about -375 degrees Fahrenheit, and to maintain that temperature it has 5 layers of sun shield roughly the size of a tennis court that provides the solar protection factor of 1 million. Over 1,200 scientists, engineers, and technicians from 14 countries are involved in designing and building this engineering marvel. Webb is so sensitive that it could detect the heat signature of a bumblebee at the distance of the moon, and can see details the size of a US penny at the distance of about 40 kilometers. As the James Webb Space Telescope is the scientific successor to the Hubble Space Telescope.
This is real, guys. It's real.
Sounds like the eye in the sky or the enemy of the state type stuff they're trying to say here.
And
where
how many thousand miles degree below zero it had to be? How did they build it on Earth in those temperatures? If it had to be those temperatures while it's out in space, it's got to be that temperature while they're constructing it.
Well, hey,
they called it Space Shield or something like that. Literally, that's what they called that foil they were pulling out a minute ago.
I want to remember. Go ahead.
How did they assemble the space station and get it up there? If it's going 17,000 miles an hour, and where are the video? There's not one single video clip of the where they built it.
But again, just my thinking. I don't think they can send anything that orbits Earth. They can send it up, but they have no means whatsoever to make it orbit the Earth.
Okay.
As the sun does.
So I want to ask, real quick, I want to ask Kipp, only Kipp, no one else answer. Kipp, do you know how long a light year is? Do you know the measurement of a light year?
No, I don't.
1 light year is 6 trillion miles.
6 trillion miles.
6 trillion. Okay, so if anybody hears them say a light year, that's 6 trillion miles per light year.
Crazy.
Do you have that video that I put together with you talking about that? That was the best one ever.
You weren't there.
0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0.
I have it on a live, but I don't have that video because was it on your main channel?
My channel, yeah, it got taken down. So.
You put it on BitChute though, didn't you?
I think we probably
maybe.
You did put it on BitChute for sure.
I'll pull it up while you're watching. Yeah, I'll have to.
Go to BitChute. It's on BitChute.
We will have it.
But it's alive. He made a video about it.
Oh, okay.
It was a good one.
Okay.
It was
Hey,
good.
Michelle.
Yeah.
You can finish watching this one, but if you get a chance to after that with Chuck, I don't know how long you're going to go here, but there's one I sent you that's interesting. It's a commercial from AFRL, I think, with shows like the technology with the connected machines.
K-Star?
No, not K-Star. That's a good one too, though. That's the South Korean artificial sun. I think it should say AFRL.
I got
But anyway, just
tech breakdown of China's role in creation and artificial sun. Then I have the K-Star. Then I have sunlight, artificial sun in Germany. And then I have
Its main objective is
and then I have there was one that I didn't post, and that was with Elon Musk because it said it had a disclaimer on it.
Okay, that might have been that one that had part of that in there. So okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
There was only one that you sent me that I did not tab up because it said disclaimer on it right away.
Okay, yep, cool deal.
So now I just remember that. Okay, all right. So let's finish this one up.
to extend the discoveries of Hubble. In particular, more distant objects are more highly redshifted, and their light is pushed from the UV and optical into the near-infrared. Thus, observations of distant objects like the first galaxies formed in the universe require an infrared telescope. While Hubble has been peering into the universe in visible and ultraviolet light, Webb will look into the universe in infrared light. Webb will orbit the Sun 1 million miles away from Earth, at the place called the second Lagrange point, which is 4 times further away than the Moon. This allows the satellite's large sun shield to protect the telescope from the light and heat of the Sun. On launching into orbit, James Webb Space Telescope will be a powerful infrared time machine that will peek back over 13.5 billion years to view the earliest stars and galaxies growing out of the early universe's darkness.
Time machine.
Its infrared sensitivity will allow astronomers to compare the faintest earliest galaxies to today's grand spirals and ellipticals galaxies, allowing us to better grasp how galaxies evolve over billions of years. It will be also able to sneak right through and into massive clouds of dust, where stars and planetary systems are being born. In the near future, this telescope will tell us more about the atmospheres of extrasolar planets, and perhaps even find the building blocks of life elsewhere in the universe. In addition to other planetary systems, the James Webb Telescope will also be used to study objects within our own solar system. The James Webb Space Telescope is scheduled to launch on December 18 this year on Ariane 5 rocket from the Ariane Space Launch Complex at European Spaceport located near French Guiana.
I've got a big old problem. I've got a big old problem. I've got a big old problem. Shapeshifters all around. Where did my world go? 1 minute everything is on the How was I to know they meant the UPS delivery man? The car in the tank and the anchor woman. I've got a big old problem. I've got a big old problem. I've got a big old problem. Shapeshifters all around. Shapeshifter, you gotta quit that shifting of shapes. I accepted what you were and then everything changed. And I don't wanna live in any place where the people are shifting their shape. They're such a liar. They said the planet wouldn't undulate and then burst into flames. What used to be my house, is it that purple tentacle? Or was that the TV repairman, the clarinet, the vegetable stand? I've got a big old problem. I've got a big old problem. I've got a big old problem. Shapeshifters all around. Shapeshifter, you gotta quit that shifting of shapes. I accepted what you were and then everything changed. And I don't wanna live in any place where the people are shifting their shape. If you're someone I used to know, I sure don't recognize you, so I'm only hanging around Martha's Mound in the town when I thought I familiar county travel. I've got a big old problem. I've got a big old problem. I've got a big old problem. Shapeshifters all around. 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 Shapeshifters all around.
I'm glad we're back.
Sorry, I had to cut her off because I really didn't want to do that. But
Can you hear me?
yeah,
Yeah, boy, some of those are hard to watch. Good stuff, but boy, you second guess, when you're sober and you start looking at stuff you put out when you were drinking. It's somewhat embarrassing, but thank you for showing that.
no problem. I'm thinking I would really like to talk about the eclipse. And just kind of discuss it a little bit. Chuck and I were going over some things, just kind of in our heads the other day.
Good
What do you
idea.
think? What do
Yeah.
you think? So one of my issues is that it's NASA approved. Everything that we've learned about space, about the round ball, has been a lie. So why all of a sudden are we going to sit here and, we've been told all of our lives about eclipses, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of want to get into that a little bit because I really think that's kind of important since we've got one coming up. So what's your take, Chuck, Kipp, Brian, about about the eclipse? I mean, what do you
Hey,
guys?
remember we talked about this when I was little, even in elementary school, and there would be an eclipse. They were like, "Don't look at it. Whatever you do, don't look at it.
Right.
It'll cause permanent damage." And they sell all these glasses,
Yes.
and they wanted you to put like a little pinhole in a piece of paper and look at the ground with it. I think what it is, they don't want people looking at what's really going on up there, because there would always be someone in your classroom that would just be staring at it the whole time. And everybody would be like, oh, look at him. You know, his eyes are he's going to go blind. And they never go blind. You know, I mean, your body, if you look at something bright and it's too bright, it's going to make you look away from it. But they try to add all this radiation and, you know, I'm telling you that has something to do with it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested to hear Brian and Dub what they think on it.
Not me. I'm just kidding.
You
just
too.
kidding. I'm kidding, Kipp.
Of course, the host.
I'm kidding. I'm just teasing.
I'll put my comment what I think. You know, the Book of Enoch talks about the sun and the moon being about the same size. You
They're
know,
exactly. No, it says they're exactly the same size. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't want to put exactly because I didn't know if it said that or
No,
about
it does
the same
exactly.
size.
No, exactly
Right,
the same size.
there we go. And that's how we get the eclipse. And me and my brother were specifically talking about this the other day. Like, he was trying to say, like, what'd they do a long time ago? Did we have like whole countries of people that just went blind because everybody looked up at this thing and they didn't get a text alert and a national emergency alert that told them not to look? You know what I mean? No, we didn't. And whatever. Yeah. So look at it through a CD. That's what someone told me when I used to talk about flat Earth. Last time there was an eclipse, someone told me to look at it, make sure I look through a CD as I look at it. I don't know what the hell that meant for whoever thinks and hates on flat Earth and goes out to control and, you know, manipulate and deceive. But that's what that person told me, to look at the eclipse through a CD.
Well,
Like,
some CDs are plastic, and they would be a good attenuator for the light. Yeah, that would work.
Okay, so he was meaning it in good faith. I thought he was being a smart ass.
Yeah,
So
no, he was meaning it in good faith. It's just, yeah, CDs are plastic, so and they do have some translucent to it. If you put a real bright light behind it, you'll see through it.
All right. I was thinking like the little hole in the middle would just go bling to my eyeball and be like real bad or something like that. That's what my brain was thinking with it.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying because you can see through those things sometimes just looking at them.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian brought up a really great point. Think about it, like 100 years ago, you know, everybody looked at it then. So you don't have entire civilizations that went blind later on. Yeah.
Well, I think it would just be normal that you can only look at it so long and then you have to turn away.
Well,
yeah.
But it blocks it. If it's like a partial or total eclipse, it's not even going to be bright. You'll be able to look at the whole thing.
Right. And that was my whole point. We ordered a pair of solar eclipse glasses off of Amazon and
some 3D glasses.
Yeah, and some 3D glasses. So we wanted to compare and kind of look through them just because you know, I think that's a bunch of malarkey that they've been telling everybody. That's a money shame to me that they've been I mean, God, they can make a bunch of money off of that. I mean, 3D glasses, you know, are for you to see, you know, everything up close and like, you know, in 3D, of course. But and I'm like, so they're paper glasses, you know, they're not special glass. You can, like somebody said in the chat earlier, you can buy them at the dollar store. I mean, really, they're really putting something inside of those glasses that's going to prevent your eyes from burning. I kind of find that hard to believe.
Well, it's a real dark, I'm sure they're plastic lens in them. And they're just really exceptionally dark. And they may have some kind of special darkener in it. But yeah. But
well, just think that 3D glasses in general, they've always been used to display something that you can't normally see. So that's how I would always look at that, no matter what it's been.
Well, that was Michelle's thinking. You know, if you have to have special glasses, you have to have special glasses for 3D as well.
See, and to me, that's something I think they have something to hide. That personally, if they're making I've never given a crap about eclipses. I never looked into it. I've never been, you know, until I started waking up and everything. I mean, this is like the first that I've really ever paid much attention to it. But I'm just saying that it's NASA approved. I mean, NASA approved. That's one thing that I have to go, you know, NASA approves this. It's a NASA thing. You know, we have to kind of step back and go, can this really be something real? And you know, there's a lot more to look at than what's coming down the pike here on April 8th. That's just my thought process.
Well, they say if you're in totality, you can take the glasses off and of course watch it because it's totally dark. But then when it starts reappearing, you'd have to put the glasses.
I mean, how many?
They told us different, Dub. They said that there would still be the radiation from the sun, and not to look at it even when it's at totality. They say it gives you a false sense of safety, is what they told us.
See, and I think that's a fear tactic. I really do. I don't know. I don't know.
There's no radiation if you're in totality, you're not seeing any radiation. And they say it's supposed to.
Well, there's no radiation anyway. I don't.
I know. If we could look at the actual sun and be out there, get your vitamin D and all that kind of stuff, then why all of a sudden? Another thing too is that we talked about that the moon is transparent.
Translucent.
Translucent.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see through it. I believe.
I believe as well. I have seen it close enough that it appeared to be translucent to me.
You can see stars behind it when it's like halfway, like in between the stages. You know, when it's like a half moon. If you look where the other half is not there, you can see stars behind it.
And so, like during the day, you can see the blue sky behind it, and during the night, you can see the black sky behind it. So all of a sudden, they're going to do, and even if you have just a smidgen of a new moon showing, you can still see the outline of the moon.
Right. Even on a new moon, you can still see the whole moon.
Right. So how all of a sudden is it going to black out the sun? See,
We talked about that the other day. Yeah, that, and you know, even if the moon was a light and it blocked out the sun, it wouldn't be black like the images they show us. There would be a light.
Right. And where's the smidgen of the new moon? The little piece of the moon. Where's that in a eclipse? Right.
What I've seen, they say that we're looking at the dark side of the moon when it passes in front of the sun, and that makes sense to me because I think the moon, as well as the sun, are a disk, and the way it rotates around the Earth, I think it doesn't twist. It has one facing. It faces the same way all the time. And when the moon is on the same side as the sun, you would be looking at the back of it, not the front illuminated area.
Michelle, you ought to play that moon video, and also play that Lucifer telescope video.
Hey, can I chime in with on a point real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why you're on this panel. Absolutely.
With Michelle a little bit on this. Like typically, I don't get too worked up, and I initially was starting to view this whole thing as another big nothing burger, because they make it sound in the past like, you know, it's going to be dark like at night, and they never are. You know, even I've been close to the right in the center before, and it's just like it gets darkish, but not, you know, like night. But
it gets darkish when there's no sun, and when all the chemtrails are covering everything, and it's just gloomy outside. It gets darkish.
Yeah.
Hi,
but so I was kind of thinking the same about this one. It's going to be a big nothing burger, but kind of there's a few things that are giving me concern, and you just mentioned one of them. Again, NASA approved. Why do they do that? It kind of adds validity to it. to whatever, but not that it's happening, but that something's going to happen. And the real big alarm for me is now the media is saying, well, they've been saying stock up on food and water. Okay, that's a big question mark. And then now I'm hearing like in Oklahoma, here in Broken Arrow or Broken Bow, not far from here, they're going to have like 20 nuclear special agents out there in preparation, you know, government nuclear special agents, and they're planning for this, you know, making they're prepping people almost for to expect something bad to happen.
I think that's the case, and I think there is going to be an eclipse, and just a couple of weeks we'll know for sure. 1 week we'll know for sure as to where it is. I know the pattern that they show where it curves over the earth. I know that's in error because it won't curve. It will gradually appear totalitarian in different areas as the moon passes by the sun. So for that period of time, you will see different degrees of it, and that will appear at different times depending on where you are in the path of it. And one thing I was surprised at that they say what you will be seeing is the shadow of the moon, not necessarily the moon blocking the sun.
Right, but then what about that, Dub? Have you seen the thing with the lady talking about and I had seen that before Chuck showed it, I think, and I think Ann showed it too. But where the sun's going to be an Aries moon and not, or an Aries sun instead of a Pisces sun, so they aren't even actually going to be in a line. So that for me is easy to believe because I know that they have the technology to turn day into night. You know, I see it. I see clouds that completely block out sunlight like they never did as a child. You know, just these forms, and it's ridiculous. So that
I've been close to tornadoes that those clouds are thick enough and dark enough that it's like nighttime.
Sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you. I grew up in Oklahoma, and I've seen that.
But it's going to be an eclipse. To what degree? Where it totally darkens everything. I don't.
Hey, real quick, Dub and Kipp, you mentioned a few minutes ago about the nothing burger, and I'm telling you, this is really important for people to understand. Over history, people are like, well, they've always been saying that was it, and nothing ever happens. So, but that has no bearing on when it does happen. You know, and it's like that little story, the little boy that cried wolf or the sky is falling, you know, and they do that on purpose because we all know that it's coming. What they want to do is they want to lull you to sleep.
Exactly, Chuck. And
so I'm just telling you, be watching always. Don't get your hopes up or don't be in fear. But I'm telling you right now, it's coming. You know what I mean? It is coming.
I agree, and that's kind of the point I was making. Is I was looking at it as a nothing burger, and where I'm gaining more alarm. And again, we don't fear, right? I mean, but what makes me really start to wonder and think that something significant might happen is because now the media is pushing this, and they're pushing that fear, and they're telling us prep, you know, have food and water. They got nuclear. They're letting us know they got all these special agents out there.
2 years. They've been looking at this for 2 years. I heard another one say.
Well,
and it's starting in Eagle Pass, and it's going over 6 cities and actually 7 cities named Nineveh, but only 6 in America, and 1 is in Nova Scotia, I think. But it's on the pass. So, but I mean, there's significance. You know, it's the 9th solar eclipse that we've had here in the history of America. There's significance. There's got to be significance, Brian, in those numbers. You know. So yeah, I think there's, like what Dub said, there's going to be an eclipse. I'm not sure what's going to eclipse the sunlight that we are seeing.
The moon.
that is. But
Hey, listen, look at it either way. It's going to be, even if this is just a warning of something to come, even if they're manufacturing it, it's still prophecy, because the Bible talks about lying signs and wonders. Even if it's a lying sign and wonder, it's still prophesied. It's a sign in the heavens. Think about it. A total eclipse, even a partial eclipse, whether it's fake or
right,
real, it's still a sign. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's a natural occurring event, and when it happens, that will be it. It won't be anything along with it. It's not going to bring great storms or explosions or anything. It's just going to be the moon passing by the sun.
And how do you know? Wait. Let me. I need to get in here. Just for a second. How do you know nothing's going to happen, Doug?
What would happen? What would happen that's caused by the moon passing in front of the sun?
I agree.
What would happen other than it becoming black?
No, I agree with what Doug is saying, Michelle. I think, and I agree 100%, is the moon eclipsing the sun is not what is going to make what happen. I think they're going to use it, Dub, as saying that's what caused whatever ill intentions they have. They've got bad intentions. Whatever motive, whatever agenda they have, they're going to blame it on that. I agree that that's not what's going to cause it. And I don't even know that something's going to happen. We shouldn't live in fear anyway. And honestly, at the end of the day, no man knows when our time is up. And we don't even know if we're going to be here to talk about it tomorrow individually. So we have to be ready individually. And then that puts everything else in line. But I agree, Dub. I don't think that the eclipse is going to be, if something happens, I don't think that's what's going to cause it. So that's all I got to say for now. Sorry, Michelle.
Well, I don't think we're in fear. We're not in fear. I mean, we're all tired of this slow burn. Most of us are sick of this place. You know what I mean? So we're not in fear.
Well, you
we're
don't
ready
speak
for them to.
I think most of that is coming from people's YouTube videos that are trying to make it something more than it is, and I don't think it's more than what.
But nobody knows, Dub. Nobody knows anything. Like I said, just because it hadn't happened in the past, just because there's been millions of people crying wolf, that has no impact of when it really is going to happen. You know what I mean? So we don't
check
know.
it out. I was going down through these words real slow, and anyway, let me go back to them.
And
Sorry,
wait, hold on 1 second. I don't want to cut off Dub.
That's okay.
Dub. No. I go ahead and say your piece, Dub.
Now Brian's talking. That's cool.
He's been.
No, that's fine.
He's
Sorry.
been sharing for a minute now.
Oh, okay.
He's doing gematria,
Okay.
and so I kind of want to see what he has to say, but I don't want to cut you off either.
Okay, let's watch what he's got.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't realize he was screen sharing.
Yeah, he's been
that's fine. I was just letting you guys talk, and if you got to finish something, finish it.
Hey, I just want to say real quick. Yeah, and I wasn't just, and I'll end on this, and my apologies. No, Chuck, I wasn't saying that everybody is living in fear. I'm just saying, for me, I get wrapped up in fear. I don't know about anyone else. It's easy to get in that fear mode. It's an attack, but it's something I have to get in check. And recognize where that's coming from, because that's not from God. Because the Spirit says, we're not
given a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. Yep.
Exactly. So yeah, but that's all I was saying. Where you didn't speak for me, because I say that because you're like, well, we're not in fear. Well, some people might be in fear. I get fearful, so I have to get that in check. Is all I'm saying. So love you guys. That's all I'm gonna say.
You're fine, Kipp.
We love you more, man.
Yeah, we love you more, Kipp.
No, I'm hurt.
Yep. No, we ain't supposed to fear down here. That's the way it's supposed to be, and that's from God. That's what that is. That's in I don't know. It's in one of Paul's books that talks about that. But right here, blackout. That's what they are pushing. Correct. What's this going to cause? It's going to cause a blackout. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. Get ready. The blackout's coming.
They're saying we're going to lose communications.
No.
I'm just saying. That's what I
And
heard.
Eagle Pass means the devil as well. Anyway, whatever. Artemis, that's Artemis, something with space last year. Anyway, then back up here, up top. So after the blackout, when we come back online, AI is in control because that's what GPT is or something to do with AI. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they fake some type of blackout and say it was this in the sky, and then come back with AI running the show, and that's your 5G Skynet finally in place that they've been setting up for the last how many years? And I'm sure people
Brian,
know what. Sorry,
I do. I don't want to interrupt you, but I want you to look up bloodbath.
Bloodbath, yes.
I
Bloodbath.
see it as I looked it up the other day with Chuck. We were talking on the phone. Yeah, see, bloodbath, and I just see BB-88. You know what I'm saying?
That's Trump.
That's how
Yeah.
I look at it, as in them just saying bloodbath 88. Let's go down through it though. Let's see what it is. And sorry, my computer's slow, so it's doing this hoppy stuff. Bloodbath, gematria, not even the same word. There's bloodbath. And, I don't know every word and stuff that's all going on and being thrown around in this world either. You know what I mean? So I don't know what bloodbath could mean in another, instance, because bloodbath I seen was promoted on one of y'all's channels. You know what I mean? You all were right here. See, the one talking about it. And that's why I went and looked it up in that sense, talking with Chuck. But I didn't see nothing crazy with it as far as I can remember. But I just thought of BB-88,
Says murder.
There we go, Alpha Omega, stuff like that. But
Hey, one more thing too about people talking about crying wolf and stuff, but I think the reason why a lot of people really think we are at the end of something. I mean, obviously, we're not talking about the end of the world, but it's going to be maybe a reset or the end of something big, because they do the play on names. Like they name these characters like Trump. Obviously that's not his real name, but the Bible does talk about the last Trump. And then you can take Obama. It talks about, like in Daniel 9:27, I believe, the Obama nation that causes desolation. Obama, they used to call the Obama nation the people that followed him. So you can say that all these are coincidences, like the last Trump or the abomination, but then you can even throw in Bill Gates. It says the gates of hell will not prevail against the church. So, I mean, it gets to a point where there's so many freaking coincidences, quote coincidences, that you know what I'm saying. I mean, we're gonna come to an end of something, and I
yeah,
think a lot of
me and my
people
brother talked about it one time, and not one time, multiple times, but we were saying that we have the feeling that it's not the end for us and our work; it's the end for them. It's the end for the ruling power, the evil. It's their end. You know
I
what I
hope
mean?
so.
It wasn't
Yeah, I
my
hope so.
end.
Yeah.
He didn't feel that it was our end. You know what I mean? In that sense, when we talked about it on deep levels. Anyway, this name I just typed in is Conor McGregor's name, his nickname. This is what they call him, and CM equals 33. First of all, in Jewish gematria, you got that, and then he came out in, I don't know if it was 2020 or 2021, but pleading to his countrymen to lock down. So it must have been 2020. But telling them we must lock down, telling them to lock themselves down to save the country because everybody's whatever getting sick from the boogie. Anyway, so here's this guy's name. And just like I said, people who hate on gematria hate on it for whatever reason. My computer, like I said, is slow as crap today.
But
There you
hey,
go,
Brian,
Mystic Mac.
people
Boom.
that hate on gematria, think about it. This is their language. Why would if you want to study the enemy, this is the number one tool, because we don't put any faith in gematria, but they do. Think about it. They put faith in it. They use it.
Very good point.
Yep, you're right.
Very
I
good
just like
point.
to reemphasize it like that too. You know what I mean? That Yeah, that's what it is. It's not
Yeah, there's
us
a lot
putting
of
faith
haters,
in it,
man. And
and there is
hey,
haters on it. But
you got to wonder why they're haters. We talked about this, Brian. Certain people, I'm not going to mention any names, get butthurt really bad when you start exposing the numbers. You know what I mean?
and
They
how
really do.
famous is this guy? He's on the new movie, the new Roadhouse movie. Do you guys know that? There's a new
Mhm.
movie, Roadhouse, with Jake Gyllenhaal, and my brother just texted me about it and said that Conor McGregor is walking around butt naked in it.
Wow.
Whatever, but I'm just saying that's their world. You know what I mean? I didn't make this stuff up. They did. And
Yeah, I didn't know who that was, so I was.
okay. Well, that's his nickname in the fight game or whatever, you know what I mean, is Mystic Mac. And I had to type that in a bunch of years ago, and that was when I first started learning things. And
Hey,
yep,
Brian.
something
Brian,
I know for a while.
put in the Great American Eclipse and see what comes up.
Or the solar eclipse.
Well, they're calling this one the Great American Eclipse, so that's why I was thinking that might be different.
Well,
And you know what? I bet you.
67. So
I bet
close.
you. I'm just going to guess right here. I bet that it says the Great Reset.
I remember stuff
Yeah.
like that. We
Oh
were
no.
talking the other day. Hold
Is
on.
that what
My
it's?
computer's going so slow. So, Tom Brady, he's all over your TV.
Hey, and
Let me
where's
go
the
down to the.
eclipse? Is it Eagle Pass, Texas? That would be an interesting one. Type in Eagle Pass.
I did that. You weren't paying attention. It's all good, though. I'll do it again.
Really? How did I miss that?
I don't remember.
Something big is coming, Chuck. That's what it said on the
Something
bottom.
big is coming. Yeah.
Something big is coming, wherever the heck it went to.
So
But
they
anyway, it was
named it
on
for a reason. You know, they do this. This is what they do. We're not putting faith in it, but they're the ones that cause stuff to happen.
Eagle Pass. Remember, I said that what if on the bottom in the English gematria it showed blackout, and that's what they're saying is coming. You know what I'm saying? And then at the top it shows Chat GPT, which is the AI program that's going to control the future. You know what I mean? You can look into this stuff, and
Full
whatever.
disclosure, full disclosure, it's my ADD brain. I'll have things going on in my brain and not here, and I have to tell my wife all the time, "Can you please repeat that?"
Oh, it's all
that's
good.
I must have missed it, but that's amazing, dude.
Yeah, down on the bottom, like I said, blackout, and then up top, Eagle Pass pops up in both results, so it's being looked at, and then Chat GPT, which is their, AI algorithm talking thing, something like that, wants to control stuff.
Yeah, it's a advanced program that they call AI, but it's not AI. It's a written program like any other computer program.
Yeah, you're right. All programs are programmed.
Programs, yeah.
Yeah, that's your AI.
Hey,
Yep.
can I ask you, Dub, a question?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Because Chuck and I think we were talking about that the other day. What do you like? I kind of wonder if AI is even really AI. You know what I'm saying? Like, or if it's not just this massive think tank or some kind of link to something. But I don't think it's what they're telling us.
Definitely not what they're telling us.
No.
What they were calling AI is you write a program. Okay, Chat GPT basically is, when you first come out with a deal where you're filling out a form and it knows what you need to put in that form and it'll add it. Just like when you're chatting with somebody, they'll say something and it'll give you suggestions. There's a reply.
Exactly.
It's a advanced program that does that, and they've added now pictures to it where you can give it a word or even a sentence, and it'll show you some pictures that would apply to that sentence and things. And it's supposed to be self-learning, where it goes through these repetitions long enough, it'll come out with the right answer. It may take it a long time, trial and error, to give you the exact reply that you would normally get if you asked a person that knew the subject.
Right.
And so it improves. It supposedly improves itself.
Hey, what was the IBM thing that was on whatchamacallit a bunch of years ago? He was pretty smart. What was that? Y'all
What,
remember that?
the IBM 360?
No, the guy that was on like Jeopardy or something, winning all that crap, and it was
Oh, I know this. The guy, the smart guy. What was
a
his
China.
name?
No, not the guy. There was a computer. You guys don't remember this?
I do, but the guy went up against the computer.
Yeah, the guy beat the computer supposedly, but the computer was, crushing everybody because it could, if anybody remembers his name, type it in the chat. I wanted to type it in. It's just something that came in my head. Watson. There we go. Watson from IBM.
Okay, Watson was an early program with the early Windows programs, 95, 98, had a Watson, where you could ask it a question that would give you an answer. That's the forerunner of what we have now as far as the program.
Ken Johnson was the guy's name.
And the computer, if you ask it a question that you would have to look up on a computer, the computer already can look up 1,000 things before you could type in what you want it to look up. And that's why the computer would come up with the answer prior to anyone else, because it could automatically compute the answer. It can compute the question and come up with the answer much faster.
Thinks that maybe they've tapped into an ancient, not artificial intelligence, but an ancient intelligence that they've found a way to tap into it.
No.
Dude, there's nothing new under the sun. You know what I mean? I think all that stuff is old technology.
But
yeah,
I've seen so many programs that talk about AI, and AI is going to take over and destroy humans and all that. AI can design a machine, but it can't produce the machine. It can come up with a terrific design, but it can't produce it and then control it. So they go way, way overboard with what AI is supposed to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's completely programmed by man. So anything that it does, yeah, I understand. It's
nothing is new. It's been done before. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're like, it's learning. It's learning. It's like the Terminator. They try to show us he learned how to smile throughout the movie, or he learned how to be like, "What's up, bro?" or something. You know what I mean? Say stuff that instead of being a robot, affirmative, negative.
And these are all just thoughts and theories, right? They're all just ideas, and some of them are based on more fact than theory, But at the end of the day, I wish I knew. But I like the way Dub is thinking on that particular one. On a lot of you guys, like, it just makes you wonder,
But you can program a computer. Let's say you can program the Bible in a computer, and you could, in talking to the computer, you could ask it a very simple question, and it could instantly spit out 132 things that refer to what you said.
Right.
Yeah. And it could do that instantly.
Flo from Progressive. If y'all didn't know. The Progressive lady. Anyway. Sorry, go on. I'm just putting weird things in here for fun.
Okay. What did you put in there?
I put in Flo, Flo. The lady's name on the Progressive commercials. It equals 33. But anyway, computer program, I wanted to type that in and see what it meant.
Did you catch that? It was Ken Jennings, not Ken Johnson. I missed it if you put that in there.
Jennings. Yeah, you're right.
I
Jennings.
will. I'll put it in here in a second.
There you go. Thank you.
1 point to rule them all. I seen depopulation up there somewhere.
Yeah, Johnson didn't sound right when I heard that.
Area 51 a call. Hey, who remembers was it in 2020 that people were trying to storm Area 51? Wasn't that something that was going on then?
Yeah,
Do y'all
that was
remember that?
something like that. Yeah, somewhere
Yep.
around then.
No, they were. It was in 2020. People were like,
The
"Oh, we're
event,
gonna storm
Storm Area
philanthropy."
51, yeah.
All right, what's the guy's name? Ken Jennings, yeah.
Johnson. Yeah,
Ken
Jennings.
Johnson. Jennings or
Jennings.
Johnson?
Jennings.
Yeah, Jennings.
Nothing crazy. Nothing to me, you know.
Yeah.
This is just something to have fun with occasionally, and like we said earlier, it's nothing. I'm like looking. Oh, where's my answer? Where's my answer? There it is. You know what I mean?
One more thing. Put in gematria.
Oh, gematria equals 444. That's pretty
Really?
wild. Gematria equals 444, and Jesus equals 444, and Lucifer equals 444, and gematria equals 233 up here.
I got one for you. Put this in. I love you guys, and we've been on for 2 hours and 12 minutes, and I got to get up at 3 in the morning, so I'm gonna have to jump off here pretty soon.
I just said the
Hey,
same
you know
thing,
what?
Michelle.
I did gematria for you, and I want to put this in there for you. Just because of what you just said, I told Chuck about this one day.
Okay.
Remember this one, Chuck?
Which one?
Remember this one?
What is it?
This one was pretty wild. Just the top result. When you say, "I love you, Father," it says, "I love you too." That shit was weird. Anyway, when Kipp said that, here, type this one in. It just made me think of that one. I typed in one day, "I love you, Father," and it says, "I love you too." And then it
That's
says
cool.
144. Do you see that? Yes, I see that. But anyway, those that
Hey,
know.
do one more, Brian, real quick. Do Antichrist. See what that says.
Antichrist. Oh,
That 144 is interesting because my number is 1212, and I think 12 times 12 is 144, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I see 44 kill because that's what 44 means. 44 means kill, DD, 44, doomsday,
Duality.
all that type of stuff.
Yeah, duality.
Another false flag, Antichrist.
Austin.
Another false flag. One time we typed in, I want to say it was Columbine or something like that, and that's what popped up with it. So that's funny. Blood sacrifice, bloodbath. But yeah, let me get rid of this stuff and we can switch
Thank
the
you,
subject.
Brian. Well, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. Chuck's already he's telling me he's got to go. Kipp said it. He's got to get up early. I do respect everybody's time. And I wish we could have got a little bit more further into this, but you know what? I think it was a good live.
How about part 2 next week?
Hey, wait. See, now you guys are gonna make me feel bad because I say goodbye and then everyone jumps off.
No, right before that, Chuck texted me and said, I'm going to have to go too. He's got to get up early also. And I totally respect that, totally respect that. No, I don't want you to feel bad by any means, You don't
want us out there. You don't want us out there driving tired, hauling 80,000 plus pounds.
We don't.
So it's a bad thing.
About you. We definitely care about you.
Hey, when you get old, like Kipp, you gotta take care.
That's right.
I gotta get.
You gotta handle with
at least 10 hours of sleep. If I don't get my 10 hours of sleep, you won't be able to look at me.
Right, but
No,
we
but
can.
hey,
We can continue this on.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle, Dub, Brian, Chuck, and everyone in chat. Sorry, I kind of ignored the chat there for a while, but appreciate you letting me come on and just give my input. But no fear, God's in control, and none of us know that we even have tomorrow. So when it's all said and done, it's all about one relationship. That's with us, me and God. So Love you guys.
Absolutely.
Enjoyed
Yeah.
you
So
being here.
So yeah, no, we really thank you for being here, Kipp, and I really hope that you consider on coming back on. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I mean, I would love. I've been trying to get you on here for a while, and so I am so thankful that you did come on. So if maybe sometime you can consider on. I know you have family time also, so maybe we can swing it another time. But next week, maybe we can continue on.
Part two.
Yeah, do a part 2 on this. I really think it was a good live. I want to thank everybody for being here. Brian, thank you so much. I love it when you do your gematria. It's totally cool, and I just love you being on here, Brian. I just want to let you know.
Yeah, we kept over 50 for the whole time. That's wild.
Yeah, this was a very good live. Maybe next week we can do a part 2. Usually during the week, Chuck and I go back and forth, and we talk about what we should talk about or whatever. And we go. Anybody that has suggestions, that has my phone number, please. Brian, you have my phone number. Kipp, you have my phone number. If you guys have any suggestions, please, say, hey, yeah, let's talk about this or whatever. We do have that eclipse going on, and I want to thank everybody. I'm sorry, I'm rambling on. Thank you, Doug Wilkinson, for being right next to me. Chuck, as always, you're a blessing. All of you guys are a blessing to me. Everybody in this chat is a blessing. Everybody that's been here tonight, I am so thankful for. And everybody, you guys, I just love you guys being here. I love having this group where we can all just hang out and speak our minds. Yeah, it's been really good. You have anything to say, Dub, before we take off?
Appreciate everyone coming and spending the evening with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian?
No, I don't have nothing to say, but thank you for having me on. And I had a good old time hanging out. And I missed the end of the chat there a little bit. If I do that stuff again in the future, just remind me if people were saying, hey, type this in, or hey, type that in, which you did. But anyway.
Yeah, Ange and Danny, you both have my phone number also. If you guys have something that you think that we should talk about, yeah, let's put some ideas together and help me out here. That's how I keep this live going, is from you guys. So, and Chuck, you have anything to say? Even though your son's
it.
All right. y'all have a blessed week. You guys hang in tight, believe in your Lord Jesus Christ. Yeah. And God bless you all. Y'all have a good evening, good week, and we will see you next Sunday for sure. Okay?
Yep.
All right. Love you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Later.